Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Ben Nevis Signatory Vintage 100 Proof Edition. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Ben Nevis Signatory Vintage 100 Proof Edition. This is a single malt Scotch whisky from Ben Nevis in the Highlands of Scotland, and it's from Signatory Vintage, who are an independent bottler. This particular whisky is 8 years old, it's natural colour and non-chill filtered, and it's aged in first fill and second fill Oloroso. It's one of 4,099 bottles, it's 57.1% ABV or 100 degrees proof, and it retails for £55. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. So before I start nosing and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say it's like a mahogany. There really is a nice dark shade indeed. Obviously it's natural colour and all of that comes from the Oloroso casks that it's aged in. Let's start with a nose. Right, so the first thing I get with this is like a spiced dried fruit. I'm getting like raisins, sultanas, I'm getting dates, figs. There's lots of sherry influence. I'm getting some chocolate. Definitely seems like a creamy chocolate, like a milk chocolate. I'm getting some leather, some coffee, and there's also some tobacco in there. Let's move on to the palate. As you'd expect, at 57.1%, it is a little bit hot, but obviously that does give you the ability to water it down to your taste if necessary. I'm starting to get some deep, dark sherry notes. There's definitely lots of sherry influence with this. There's like grape skins with a touch of dryness with that. I'm getting like raisins and date, and there's definitely those typical fruity sherry notes. Let's have another sip. I'm getting some baking spices. I'm getting like cinnamon. There's also some barrel spice in there. I don't know if that's common with Ben Nevis that's been sherry aged, but there definitely is a little bit of barrel char there indeed. There's some chocolate like I picked up on the nose. It's less creamy on the palate than I picked up on the nose though, but it's still quite nice indeed. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, I'm starting to pick up like a leather note. It's similar to that of the nose as well. I'd say there's also a savoury note in there. Definitely a little savouriness. But there's also a hint of tyre rubber, which is unusual. I often only pick up that on peated whiskies, but it's very, very light indeed. It's just sort of there in the background. In terms of finish, I'd say it's quite long. I'm getting raisins, I'm getting a hint of cloves. There's definitely that chocolate and a hint of coffee. And I'd say it's also slightly drying on the palate. In terms of value, well, as I said, this was £55, but this is number 5. So release number 5, I bought a little while back. There are newer releases, and as far as I can tell, I did a quick check and they're even cheaper than I paid. So you can definitely find this particular whisky around the £50 mark, even if it isn't this particular batch. Obviously it's quite a young whisky. Ben Nevis is a well-known distillery, often famed for their whiskies going to Japan, but This particular whisky, I think at 8 years old, it's had lots of sherry influence, and I think it rounds off what would be a young whisky very well. I do like Ben Nevis. I've had a few independent bottlings of Ben Nevis, and I've enjoyed them all. But I think this is the first fully sherried Ben Nevis I've had. And I think although the distillery character does get lost a little bit with this, I think it's still a very nice whisky. And I think it's a little deceptive for its young age. If you've tried this or any of the Signatory Vintage Ben Nevis, then share your thoughts in the comments as always. And if there's another Ben Nevis you think I should try, also share that in the comments and I'll see if I can get it. Hopefully you found that interesting, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Ciao. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.